This is a public meeting being recorded for cable broadcast and internet posting on www.dayton-mass.gov and YouTube. The date is June 9th, 2022. The time is 6 o'clock p.m. And I'd like to call this order to meeting. This meeting to order. Let's go. Have a pledge of allegiance. Back here to go. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. First on the agenda is review, discuss, act, recognizing Diana Shannon for her great job contact tracing during COVID. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I just wanted to say on behalf of the Board of Health, I wanted to express our great appreciation for your efforts in our time of need with the contact tracing. For myself especially, knowing that we had someone with experience and knowledge on the matter, I was at ease that the people of Dayton were in good hands. We really appreciate you coming forward and taking on this task. What a task it was. Again, thank you so much. We greatly appreciate your hard work during these 3 months.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll echo that. It was a long time. I wish we had brought you in a lot sooner.
Yeah.
Because you did make our lives a lot easier, and the people you were talking to were reassured. So I'm very grateful for your service.
Great. Thank you.
Yes, we appreciate all your help.
Awesome.
Yeah, if I could echo the same thing, I extend my gratitude for all the hard work you've done.
Great.
So, thank you.
I just have a couple things I'd like to say.
Oh, please do.
So I came in to the contact tracing role at the end of COVID, and I've been a longtime resident of Dayton, and you guys really did the multitude of the contact tracing. Your team, your town nurse, which I never even knew we had. It was very nice to see you and know that your position is there. You're very important to us. And I learned a lot about public health and the responsibilities that go with what you guys do. So I know when I was contact tracing for the state, my tracker had towns all over Massachusetts, and Dayton very seldom came up. And that was because of the amount of calls that you guys had all made. And I just want to make sure that the town recognizes the public health department.
Oh, well,
Thank you so much.
That's greatly appreciated. Roz, Todd did so much, and
Yep.
even outside of the contact tracing, I mean, they formed a alliance with the school. I mean, that now, but when mentioned, other towns look to it.
Yep.
A lot was done that came out of this small town, so
Yeah,
thank
you
for
guys did.
recognizing
You guys did an amazing job yourselves.
Well, thank you for recognizing. I mean, obviously, like say you're from Dayton and you look for Dayton, and
Yeah.
it was never there.
Yeah,
so.
there were very few that I contacted from the state level because you guys had already done an amazing amount of the calls.
Oh, well, thank you.
I came in afterwards also, just before you did.
Yep.
And I was amazed to learn they went pretty close to 7 months every single day
Yeah.
here, except for Christmas.
7 days a week.
In Easter
Yeah.
and New Year's, there was a few. We took like 5 days off in 5 months. Yeah.
Really committed.
Yeah.
Committed.
And it
we
was
were
not
all
an easy
home.
task.
We were all home hibernating. And these guys, even though they weren't popular sometimes, they were following guidelines. Somebody had to do it. They did it. You guys, honestly, I love working with you too.
Thank you.
It's like a two-headed monster, but I love working with you.
I don't feel that the town realizes how much you guys really do. And I don't think until the pandemic hit, I even understood the public health and the importance it is to the state and all the way down to the town level. So thank you guys for doing what you do.
Oh,
Thank you.
Okay.
And I just want to say we're going to keep your name on the file because if something comes up,
Comes up again.
Oh, yes,
Monkeypox.
yes.
some
like,
some
no.
form of worker, say you're a very solid worker. So
Awesome, great.
whether it's contact tracing or anything
Yeah,
else, I'd
sounds
be happy
good.
to have you on our team again.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Somebody we need.
So. All right,
Okay, are we all set on this one?
well, thank you very much.
Yep.
For coming out.
Thank you,
Okay.
sweetheart.
Thank you for your strong words. They were
All
very
right.
nice.
Okay, let's go to review, discuss, act finalists for the Board of Health member open position.
So we had 3 finalists. We reviewed their applications, their resumes, their qualifications, their experience. I would like to recommend Charlene Bonfont, am I
Yep.
saying that right? Okay, as the next Board of Health member. Can I make my motion? Or just-
You can with somebody else had something they
Do we
wanted
need
to-
discussing or anything? No? Kevin, I look to you for guidance.
Yeah, I know you weren't in on the interviews. I didn't know if
Yeah.
you had anything you wanted to weigh in on at this point.
No, I trust your, you guys' due diligence and, the process that you went through, that you carefully selected, the right candidate for the position, so I have no objections.
Okay.
She's extremely competent in so many different areas of health and grant writing and housing especially, which we need.
Very good.
She's, when her resume came in and it was like over a page of unbelievable work she's done, I was like, wow. There's no comparison. She's very, 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 very good.
Well, that's a statement to how many professionals and people who are knowledgeable that are in town.
Yes.
It's just about getting them to serve on boards and give their professionalism. And it's hard to do, because
Oh, it's
everybody's got
hard.
lives and jobs and everything else, but I'm glad that she's willing to step up, so.
And we had some really good finalists. I mean, we had a group of very good, and it wasn't easy at times. It was like, weigh this, weigh that, but she, in an all-around fashion, she just covers it all.
So I would like to make a motion to recommend the Board of Selectmen appoint Charlene Bonfont as the new Board of Health member effective July 1st, 2020.
I'll second that.
Okay, can we have a vote? Ms. Mello?
Aye.
Aye.
And I vote aye, and motion passes. Next on the agenda is review, discuss, act, proposed interdepartmental transfer for accounts number 519 and 433. Todd, could you speak on that?
Sure. So, item number 3D, the transfer station fee schedule, we'll get into that in a minute. But one of the things that's happened recently is we're going to order trash bags. It's that time of year. And the price of trash bags went up 33% over last year. So we're not necessarily gonna have enough money in the budget next year to buy the bags, but we still have money left in this year's budget, but it's in the bulky item line. So we're gonna be looking to transfer that money from the bulky line to the trash bag line and then encumber it for next year, because we're gonna need it. Say the prices of trash are going through the roof. The 519 line is my overtime line, because some of it was CARES related that isn't necessarily covered under the excellence grant that we have, or CARES or whatever. And we also had obviously several, my account overtime line was only $1,000, so it didn't take long to kind of go through that. So we overspent on that, and so we're gonna be looking to move about $500 up from the expense line of professional and technical, because we haven't spent any of the $1,500 this year, and move that up into the personnel line to cover my overtime.
Okay.
So,
Everybody is, on Facebook, I noticed a couple of people were talking about their dumpsters and the prices that have gone up to just take the dumpsters away now. So I hope the town understands it's across the board. We don't have a choice on this.
well, I'm sure it's gonna be hitting front page news and all that in the very near future, because this is across state, but we'll get into that when we get to D. So, I say
Yeah.
right now, we're just looking for the transfers to be made. For the 519 one, we're looking to move the money from the professional and technical line, which is 5131,
Yes,
and where are we moving it to?
into the 519 line, because they're moving you into that.
Oh. Yeah, that's right. So they've decided they're gonna combine 510 and 519.
What's 510?
510 is office, so it's administrative, it's you guys, it's the nurse.
Yep.
I'm the only one under personnel under 519. Oh, I'm sorry, animal control, our animal inspector used to be under mine, but now that position is under the police department.
That's
So I'm
right.
the only one left for personnel, so they wanna move me over into the 510 line, so all the personnel is all included in one line.
Good.
I had a question, can you actually transfer salaries to pay off expenses?
Or vice versa?
I don't think you can.
Yeah, well, we're moving expenses up into, that was what we were doing, wasn't it?
You said take it away from your overtime to pay,
The town
Bags.
administrator is taking care of doing all of it. He was out today, so we don't have the exact numbers. There's no motions for you guys. You're gonna have to have a special meeting. This is just to give you a
At the-
heads
at
up
the
that
end of
we
the month.
are gonna have transfers
I
coming.
was always,
You cannot transfer out of expenses, you are correct.
yeah, from other towns I worked at, you can't touch salary to
cannot.
pay for expenses.
You cannot, but there is money in there that he said we'll be able to move around. I think we don't have all of the information. He just told us the other day, it's all set, he's got it figured out, he'll explain it
The
to
other
the
question I had
board.
is, if bulky items, we're gonna talk about that next, or whatever, are going up. So obviously, by the end of the year, just say they're going up and then you're gonna get a few bills in June, or hopefully just one more bill in June, whatever it is. Do we have enough money to pay that, or we
Yes.
overexpended on that?
We have enough money to pay all of our bulky fees for this year, but we have money left over.
So the idea is we don't have enough to pay bags?
So we bought $36,000 worth of bags in this fiscal year. Next year, we allocated $40,000 for bags. It's not going to be enough.
Well, how do you know, why don't we just buy what we have now, and then wait till the next fiscal year?
We can, but if we place an order now, it'll be 6 weeks before it comes in, so it'll be in next year, so that's why I wanna encumber it.
Yeah.
If we don't encumber it, it's gonna go into the general fund.
I think we
and-
did, I think we did this last year as well.
Yeah, ordered now, and
We
then they
waited,
come
we
in.
waited too late.
Yeah, but we didn't have any money in the 2020 budget. We placed the order in 2020 to be paid in fiscal year
I
2021.
know, but if you look back, we did the same thing last year.
So again,
We
we're
ordered
still,
this way too late, and then it happened.
Yep. So again, we're just making you aware, but the 519 line, we're taking it out of professional and technical and moving it into salary is what we're looking to do, I think. Or is he moving you into 519 and then taking money out of?
Again,
So
he
my
was supposed
backup,
to-
we didn't pay for backup, which is also on the agenda, that's like $500, that's gonna be moved up into my line. So we got a couple things to move around, but
But like I said, you can't pay anything with that. Pay salaries, that's it.
right, so the backup agent
You're not
was
gonna
set.
use it anyways, it's gone. You're not gonna make $2,000 worth of overtime this month, are you? It's gone. Right?
Well, we've already overspent.
The
We're over-
overtime's
we-
gone.
We spent $1,500 on a $1,000 line. So we're looking to take 500 either from my backup, which we didn't spend a dime on, and move that up, or take it from her overtime line or something to move it around.
Again, the town administrator was
Going home.
not in today.
So we're gonna probably have a special meeting at the end of the month just to do a budget transfer stuff, because
Yeah, and I would just say at the time, just have the Excel and everything for us,
Right,
The
yeah,
town
he's
administrator
gotta have
has it all.
done.
just cause I don't know.
But he was involved with a lot of
Yeah.
it.
yeah, the town administrator's got it all laid out, he's just didn't come in today, so we don't have
Yeah.
it, so.
So you're gonna purchase the bags anyways though, right?
Unless, if we don't, we'll run out.
That's the plan, is once bulky item week is done now, and we start getting the bills next week, we'll know how much we've got left. We had to get rid of tires too, and I think there might be a load of TVs, so we've got a few other things we gotta do, and then we'll know how much money is left, and that's what we're gonna order bags with.
I have a question, about the bags. These are bags that people are purchasing so we order them, then we disperse them to wherever people are buying them from? Okay, I just wanted to ensure that I was thinking of the same bags, not some other
Yes.
mystery bag.
So, like Hannaford's buys the bags from us, and then
Okay.
they sell them.
Okay.
And how much money do we have in that line item right now?
In the trash bag line, $36.
Then that's what I'm saying, then you just buy it in July. You can place the order, it doesn't matter, you can place the order anyways.
That's what we're doing,
Yeah.
placing the order.
Next year,
encumbered, but you just.
so next year, we only have $40,000 in the trash bag line, we're probably gonna need about $50,000 worth of trash bags, because the price went up by 33%. So what I wanna do is, some of the money that we had left over this year, encumber it into next year, so we can buy $50,000 of bags next year.
You think you'll have a lot left over from your?
No, there's a little left. That's why he's just saying, whatever we have left, if any, encumber it so we can add it to what we have for the trash bags budgeted for next year. Cause again, it's already up 30%.
33%, and they just let us know what, like, last week, was it? It was recently.
Yeah,
So the other issue that's going on here is we always knew every year you sold this many bags and we'd buy this many bags or whatever. Then when COVID hit, the number of bags we sold went up. So our stockpile diminished,
Yeah.
and we didn't have enough money to buy to replace the stockpile. So we're basically running it like we don't have a surplus. So we kind of need to, but the prices keep going up, and so we can't get caught up right now. We're falling further behind, and that's why we're hoping this extra money this year from bulky might,
if we have any.
if we have any, might fill that gap. So, I said we'll have a better presentation for you at the special meeting, but it's
It's too close right now for the
too
numbers.
close.
Yes, it's right down to the wire, huh?
Well, the thing is, we do bulky item pickup in June. That's when they do the street sweeping. That's when we do the getting rid of stuff at the transfer station.
I think it's a better time to do the bulky pickup, right before the end of the year. Cause then you go over, you could go over.
We've
Yeah.
tried to move it into May, and the highway department has a lot going on, I think, between cow chip and street sweeping and all of the other things, that it always ends up being June, cause that's the only time we
'Cause
can.
when they're picking up the bulky items, they're bringing it back here, back to the
Transfer
transfer
station.
station.
Right,
And then somebody's crushing it, and then we just,
yep.
so one weekend, he's just going out with all those. And it's all those
He's
fees.
actually been going out all week, where there's that much, recycling that's been
Yeah, he actually went by my house on Sunday because he was taking a load on Sunday.
Best thing to do would make that a, what do you call that, revolving account, whatever,
Enterprise or
enterprise fund, where instead of the money going to the, general fund, it pays itself. Goes back into that account. 'Cause it looks like we're not mismanaging, but it looks like we're in the red all the time.
Because everything's escalating.
But no, even then, the money's still coming in, but it's going to the general fund. But we're paying out of our account.
It's going that way,
So
it
it
should be
looks-
going that way.
Yeah, it looks like we're paying for it, but we're getting the money on the back end, but
Right,
it's going into a big fund, so.
well, and then
As long as
again,
people know that, we are getting the money, it's
Well,
just that it's going back into the general fund.
right, and there's bulky, and then there's the pay as you throw trash bags, and so there's a couple different income sources to deal with solid waste. But the price of the trash bags doesn't cover the price of hauling the trash out of town. It's
No, it
only
just
meant
helps.
to cover part of it.
Yeah, it helps.
And the bulky fee, same thing there, it covers some of it, but not all of it. And there's nothing in it to cover the recycling costs, so the curbside recycling is not being paid for by the bags. So, yeah, there's a lot of moving parts, which is why the board asked for a solid waste committee to be formed.
yeah, we needed that.
Which is further down on the agenda.
Yep, I was gonna say something, but then I thought about that.
But I will add that, the enterprise revolving fund thing, to the
Yeah,
list of
that's-
items for the solid waste committee to talk about.
See, that's why you have to keep in touch.
Hey, cause Matt, we know you're an expert on mattresses, so.
Oh, yeah.
The mountain you
We're
had
not
over
gonna let you,
Lakeville.
we're not gonna let you go that easy. We're gonna invite you here for coffee and donuts every meeting.
Coffee, no, I'll be there then.
There you go. Okay, shall we go on to the next one? D, review, discuss, act, transfer station fee schedule.
So we've had a very difficult week here in the office. It was bulky item pickup week, so we've been very busy with phone calls and selling tags. And we found out from Peter Borges, our trash hauler, on Tuesday that the price of bulky items went up from $110 to $140 a ton overnight. Like, it's not, hey, as of July 1st or whatever. So the price
Thank
has
you.
escalated dramatically. Then on Wednesday, we found out that mattresses, where the $15 we were collecting covered the cost of disposing of the mattress, it's now $90 to dispose of a mattress as of yesterday. Again, no warning, it just hit.
Thank you.
So we feel that we need to look at this schedule of fees to see if there's any adjustments that should be made or items added to it. Cause there are a few items that we get repeated, like say toilet, we get a whole bunch of things for toilets. Mass DEP wants that to be something that is like, the amount of stuff DEP's been sending us has been astounding. But anyhow, so there's some other items I think we wanna add to this list, but, yeah, I really think we need to go up with the price of some of these items.
So Peter's getting how much for, charging how much for a mattress?
Right now, the $15 that we're charging covers the cost of disposal of the mattress.
It did.
It did,
Yeah, yeah. So
as of
Peter-
Monday.
But they went up to would you say 90?
90.
Yeah, so it's either no mattresses or $90 or $100.
Yes. But if we say no mattresses, which I'm not opposed to, I think we need to be able to tell people where they can take them. When we stopped taking
Yeah.
propane tanks, we told people they can take it to Blue Rhino and turn it in there, and everybody's been, okay, great, thank you. But if you say we're not taking mattresses, what do I do with it?
Didn't we have somewhere? No, we didn't have
Yeah,
anywhere. to bring them?
we were gonna ask Kathy Mercer, wasn't it? We talked about it?
We did, and we started looking into it, and the problem is, these places are, they're difficult right now, because some of them aren't taking stuff from other towns, they're only taking it like in town,
Okay.
and it's been difficult. I don't have a place yet.
Okay.
And Kathy Mirza also is not there anymore, it's now a new girl, Missy Hollenbeck. So, but this is the week we're doing our retrack reporting for last year, so I've been dealing with
Yeah, no
that too,
problem, yeah.
so.
But I was just saying, if we found out a place, I can actually look up myself, like just regular searches.
Well, I went on Mass DEP's website and it tells you where to bring mattresses.
We can just let the people know that. Go to this website and that's where you can drop
We
it.
could.
We can't, what else are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Someone mentioned Mattapoisett, we're looking into that too.
Can't physically bring it for them.
No, yeah.
We
I
can only
know.
provide what we can provide.
Again, I'm not
It's
opposed.
either raise that price to that or do that.
Well, we have talked before and we all agree that mattresses are gonna be, but here's the problem, it's gonna be a problem statewide. It went on with this mattress price. This isn't only Dayton, this is gonna be, all of Massachusetts is gonna be hit with this and they got no place to take them all. And I don't know what's gonna happen. It's a big problem for the state between now and November 1st. I think
People
the
are gonna get
state,
really creative.
the
They're
state's
going
gonna have to step in.
Rip apart their own mattress. No, they're gonna take the wood out and they're gonna wrap everything up in bags and probably throw it away. That's what's gonna happen.
Well, in theory, they could do that, cause
They
Metal,
could do
put in
that,
metal.
they could do that.
and the fabric can go in a pink bag.
Yeah, they're gonna do, they're gonna
Except
do
the
what they
pink
have to
bag
do.
program is changing, and we'll get into that a little
Well,
later.
if somebody was pretty cool, they could start their own little recycling
They could.
and do just what you said. Take in mattresses, take them
I had
apart.
nowhere else to do my mattress. I would take it apart, put the wood in a pile, I'd get rid of the wood one way, get rid of the material, and then if I had metal over, I'd put it in the metal pile.
But
And it's-
because of this ban, I think there may be other companies popping up to do this, just like the textile ban. I think there'll be other companies that step up to do this, because there's a need, a huge need. So, but as, again, this only happened Wednesday, so, yeah, we haven't found another location to take them to yet.
So do you want us to look at this and kind of make notes and then send it to you?
Well, yeah, unless you wanna talk about it right now, but I think
It's a
these
lot to
fees
go
need to go
over.
up like now, like we can't wait too long to go up with these fees. And when I say go up with them, I'm not saying the sectional accounts needs to go from $20 to $100, I'm saying go from 20 to 25.
In TVs. So you've got somebody right now that comes in with a little teeny tiny TV, or one that comes in with a gigantic projection TV. They're both $20.
Yeah,
Seems
no.
kind of,
Well, that's the same with like sectional couches. Yeah, you could
Right.
have a tiny sectional couch, or you could have
Right.
one the size of this, like.
or you
Yeah.
could have a twin mattress that's the same price as a king. Like, those definitely need to be, we tried to get, Kevin, I'm sure you remember, Todd and I, a year ago, tried to get the board to go up on the fees, and nobody wanted to, between the pandemic, and nobody's got any money, and but now we need to do something. And it became very apparent during bulky item pickup, because there was just so much of it, it was in our face for 3 weeks now. It's like, okay, we should have done this before, but let's just try and
Didn't
do
the
it now.
prices go up on, recycling, about 2 months ago? Wasn't that the last increase? So I know NER prices went up and I
Yeah, but we
thought
don't
that
bring
was-
to NER.
No, I know you didn't any up, but I thought right around that same time, our prices had gone up somewhere.
I don't really remember that.
But you have to remember is, what did you say, Borges does 120 a container?
Ton.
Oh, for him to haul one container,
Yeah.
it's $175.
175.
Plus the fuel surcharge,
Yes.
which right now is running somewhere to the tune of about $60 for him to haul that one dumpster. So we are at about $230, say, for that one trip. Never mind the tonnage that's in it.
Yeah.
So what you have to look at is, I would like to, myself, just look at what other towns have done so far, and then kind of like beef up some of these, because obviously, you can throw in a container, so it's 235, I can throw in quite a few of these things, and then come up with that money. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And it covers itself. Again, we're not trying to be making profit here.
No, we don't make a profit, that's the thing.
Like I said, we're trying to break even.
That's what I'm saying. So if you look at it and you say, if you do the math and say, well, if it's 235, can I even obviously I can get a couple of sectionals, but that's only $40. And
Yep.
I'm already getting kind of, and if I start throwing up mattresses, I don't even want to do mattresses. But I'm trying to figure out what I could actually put in a dumpster to see if I can make
Well, you know,
make it break even.
this is why we're getting a
But half these
solid
things
waste
don't even
committee.
go in the dumpster. Some of these are metal.
Some of them are metal, yes.
Metals,
And then the electronics.
metal we haul off, we get money back or no?
Yep.
Yes, but
Yes.
metal has all gone down quite a bit
Who
lately
brings the
too.
metal?
Mid-city scrap is where we bring it to. I don't
But the
know.
metal, we make something for the town, not make it, but.
Yeah, we're not making.
Part of this is all, so it's dishwasher, dryer, refrigerator, microwave, file cabinet.
We just got.
But metal has gone down about 50% in the last 6 weeks.
But we get, regardless, we're gonna get something,
Yeah, we are getting
and
something.
we're charging them though.
Probably breaks even.
Yeah,
But yeah, we get something, but there's a cost because we have to we put the metal into the bin, people don't do it themselves. And we have to, like, some of it has to get sorted and all the rest of it, so there is labor on our end, and then there's the hauling cost to get rid of it too. So it's not a straight, we're making money, but
yeah, but to be real, how much did we pay the guy at the transfer station?
$17 an hour.
$15. If he moves the refrigerator in 1 hour, we already made $15. He's almost paid. Moves one washing machine. I'm all for adding to these prices, but not,
Oh,
because metal, and this is mostly all metal here.
Oh, I didn't say we wanted to change all of them, it was just, this is the list right now of what we
Metal pretty
charge
much
for.
covers itself.
but there's not a lot of metal that comes in. It's a lot of just garbage. too.
That's the things we have to,
That's, and I mean, there's a
Probably
lot of that
the
that goes
furniture.
out.
probably
Yeah.
to raise that price.
I mean, you can go up there and see the pile of TVs and see 2 or 3 washing machines or whatever, but then you see a lot of garbage
Even
that
for
goes
myself,
in.
I've driven and dropped off a half a truckload or a full truckload. Personally, I think it's cheap. $10 and $20, I wouldn't mind paying, I'd pay more.
I think it's cheap.
I'd pay more.
Yeah.
Somebody said, hey, you got a half a load of truck. I throw a lot of stuff in a full truck. And you pay $20, I'm like, hey, that's your price.
Yeah, that is,
Well, I would pay more, so I'm not,
Yeah, I don't, and again, I'm not talking going from $10 to $100 on a half a
Yeah.
pickup, I'm talking maybe
Right.
10 to 15 or 20, you know?
yeah.
Picking a percentage that we feel comfortable and then picking the items that we feel are gonna.
Right, like, we could go down the list and go an air conditioner, leave it at 15, a grill, leave it at 10, a box spring, we're not taking anymore, computer monitor, we gotta go to 15, a computer towel, let's go to 10, a desk, let's go to 15. Washer, dryer, leave them the same. We can just go down the list if you wanna do that and pick the numbers, or if you just wanna take it and we can put it on with that special meeting for the, cause we have to do something now. Cause
Yeah.
we're behind as of yesterday, so. And
I
I
can
just-
put some notes together myself and then
Yeah.
we just talk about it.
Yeah.
And just so you know, what I wanna add to this, I'll just throw it out there if you wanna jot some things down, the televisions, I think we need to do something about the size.
Size.
Like different, a tiered schedule, if you will, for like under 30 inches or over 30 inches or 42 inches, pick a number. We do get a lot of toilets or sinks.
I'm not prepared.
And then we will be having meetings with the solid waste committee, so we can take their advisement also.
We can. But they're not gonna get to this,
Yeah, we
No,
just have
I know, we have to get to this pretty
and
soon.
we can go down with the prices if we adjust, but we need to do something soon.
Yeah.
And, trailer fees, we get a lot of trailers?
Oh, yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, so trailers, 8-foot trailer, even if it's a few bucks.
Well,
Oh, it's
exactly.
mostly the pickup truckloads that we get, more than the trailers. But yeah. So like bureaus, there's nothing on this list about bureaus or treadmills, exercise bikes, chairs, because there's a lot of different, we get a lot of office chairs now, the ones with the wheels that you guys are sitting on. A lot of those are coming in. And then you get your cushion chairs, which obviously should be more money than an office chair. Ottomans, lawnmowers, toilet/sink, carpet. These are all things we see on a regular basis. If we were gonna keep mattresses, I think we would need a tiered schedule for twin, queen, king, but if we're not doing mattresses, obviously that's gone, and we can just,
Do we take doors?
Yes.
Doors,
Screen doors, storm doors,
I thought he said
wooden
dogs,
door.
I
too.
thought you said dogs.
that's my accent.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll take it.
well, yeah,
It's
well,
not
that's
on the
a half a
list as-
pickup truck.
Of unacceptable. So if it's not on unacceptable, we pretty much have to come up with something. And right now, we have a new transfer station attendant. So sometimes when the invoices come in and I see what he's charging this, I'm like, oh.
He's still learning.
And he does a great job.
He
He's
does do a great job.
phenomenal.
It's just, we don't know what to charge when people call. So he's there with a line of people. He's, making these decisions on the fly. So that's why we think if you guys came up with a more detailed,
Like file cabinet, short ones, or tall ones, or wide ones, I mean,
But you could make it $5 per drawer
Yeah, how many?
yeah.
and leave it at that. So if it's a 5-drawer or 3-drawer, whatever, and
What about the fee? What about the annual fee?
the $15 sticker to get in.
20 bucks? I don't know. That's
Well,
the thing.
right now, it's through the calendar year, so right now, we don't have to change it. We got till like October to change it.
Okay.
But yes, $15 to get in the gate. Now, we're gonna come back to the pink bags program. That is changing, that's E on the agenda. That's changing, and right now, we're gonna be asking people to bring them to the transfer station, and they're not gonna need a sticker to get in. That's one of the options we're considering right now.
Just for the pink bags?
Just for the pink bags. So, but I agree with you, $15 is cheap. I'm in Berkeley and it's $30 if you buy the sticker early and it's like $40 if you buy it.
Yeah,
like-
I'm just thinking like people drop their clippings and stuff. It's work to get that turned over and all that.
Yeah, we don't charge for any of the
Yeah,
lawn
And then
grass.
we do the chipping and all that.
Yeah.
Costs us about $4,000 a year to rent a tub grinder, so, yep.
There's a lot to it.
Well, and it's a monster that's this big, and right, we're only looking at little snippets of it, and that's what's making it very difficult,
When
so.
they're bringing the, tree clippings and, branches, it says no trunks.
Right,
They're not- well, somebody's watching that, right?
yes.
Oh, yeah. Trying to.
Yeah.
People always sneak stuff in on occasion, but for the most part, it's pretty good, so.
So do we want to discuss income, now, what did you say, Roz, a special meeting?
well, we're gonna have to have one for you guys to do the interdepartmental transfers. So this is something, if you guys don't wanna try and do it tonight, and you want some time to think about
I
it,
think we should.
we can do that. And again, that still would be a relatively quick meeting.
Okay, what do you figure, next week?
We have to wait till we know from Mike.
And Borges.
Oh, and Borges, yes. I don't have a calendar, so.
Will
that
Mike
would-
be here for the meeting on the transfer in case like there's questions or?
Well, if he had it written out, we should
He'll
be
have it,
okay, but he should be able to make himself available. So is an evening work for everybody? You wanna do like a 5 o'clock thing? You wanna stay with 6? I don't,
What are we
Whatever.
talking about though?
having a special meeting.
Special
just-
meeting.
when.
Oh, it's gotta be before the end of June, so we're talking the next couple of weeks, so.
Cable's raising their hand, I don't know.
He can't get here before 6.
We have a meeting at 5. Just to let
Okay.
you know.
Thank you.
We could zoom it if we had to.
I do have a vacation coming up. I'll have to talk to you about it.
Okay.
vacation here or vacation away?
So, and we can schedule it once we have the information, but if a Wednesday or Thursday night works for people, we can, it shouldn't take too long. Cause we'll know all the numbers in the next week or two here, so. But I just wanna throw out some tentative dates, I guess.
Okay,
I guess you're looking at, what, like the
you
23rd would be the Thursday? The selectmen meet on the 22nd. I don't know if we have to do this before the selectmen or not. See, a lot of this is Tom Pyers knew better on the managing the budget and stuff. But yeah, we could do this 15th to the 16th if need be. That's only next week. But like I said, I think the selectmen may have to do something on the 22nd at their meeting. I know we've gotten emails
Before
about
them or
procedure.
after?
I think we gotta be, we've been getting emails from the accountant on the procedure and stuff, but honestly, the phone has been ringing so much with bulky items that we are behind, for lack of a better.
I've got another meeting the 16th, the 15th I'm free. Are you on vacation then?
I have to tell them what I have to work it out with them. I'll tell them.
Nicole, how about you on the 15th?
I'm available.
If your department requires a reserve fund transfer, it must be granted by the finance committee. And they wanna have reserve fund transfers, which we're not doing, we're doing interdepartmental stuff, so, yeah, it looks like they wanted it all by June 1st, but there was no way we could do that because we didn't have numbers, so. Deliver no later than June 22nd before noon for approval. But that looks like it's payroll that they want by that date, so. We'll have to get confirmation from people.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Like I say, unfortunately, this last week has just been, everything blew up at once. But we knew we were going over on the overtime line back in January, and we red flagged it, and
Yeah, we did.
they pushed us off for discussing it. This is
Yes, we
back right
did.
when you were starting, and it was like, so Roz and I were working under the nurse line, but nobody put it under the nurse line. But now we got the excellence grant that's taking it out of the nurse, it's very complicated.
and I mean, it was what, 2 or 3 months ago we went over there, so
Yeah.
I mean,
We've known about this for a while, we just,
Yeah.
nobody's done anything with it, so.
So what, so you're gonna talk to town administrator and Peter, and then kinda give us,
And then we'll know final numbers, and then
Yeah.
we can have it right in there, we're transferring from this account to this account and all that. And that's why the meeting will be quick when we get to it.
kinda schedule a meeting after that.
okay. Should we
But
make
yeah,
a
we-
motion on this, or just,
To table it,
pardon?
to table it.
Do we have to vote on that? Motion for it?
Sure.
I'll make a motion to table, we're on 3D, right?
Yes.
Yep, D.
3D?
In theory, there was no motion on C, so you
Yeah.
could do C and D.
I'll make a motion to table 3C and D for our next meeting in June. At some point.
Do I have a second?
I second that.
And could I have a vote?
Do you wanna talk about?
Aye.
Bernardo?
Aye.
Sure. I vote aye, and motion passes to table 3C and G. Next is E, review, discuss, act, changes to the textile recycling program, Simple Recycling, which are the pink bags.
So I can speak a little bit about that, and not that we know a whole lot, but the company has pretty much changed their policies. Their warehouse in Taunton has closed as of last Friday. So now they're coming out of Woburn. So as you can imagine, they can't be driving through Dayton every day, just going harry-carry. They asked, and we put on Facebook and the website and tried to get it out through all of social media, that what they requested we do is call and schedule a pickup. And then they'll be happy, they'll come through town, they'll pick up a few. Well, that was last Friday. Monday, when we came in, we had numerous calls that they scheduled pickups, and the day of the scheduled pickup, they received an email notification that it had been canceled. And they were told to go online and reschedule. When they did that, the whole year was booked out until this time of 2023. There was no time to reschedule. So they called asking what's going on with the program, what happened, and we didn't know. So we emailed and called our contact, but we have not heard back. I followed up this afternoon, still haven't heard anything. So Todd and I came up with interim program that people can bring them to the transfer station on Tuesdays from 9 to 11 and Saturdays from 8 to 3 when we're open. And you will not need a sticker to get in. You can just drop off your pink bag, or if need be, we'll make special circumstances, call the Board of Health, and we'll see what we can do. So if somebody can't get out of their house, or if they need help, we'll see what we can do. Until we can.
Picking them up this week.
If there are any pink bags that are out, and the highway department is picking them up when they're in, they're out doing the bulky pickup, but that's this week, so.
What are you gonna do with them once they're at the transfer station?
What we had, Todd and I had set up with the gentleman when he said they were changing, is he said, call me once you get an amount of bags, 20, 30,
Enough
whatever
to
we
fill a
decide.
van.
And they will schedule and come out. Well, the people scheduled and they, so,
Yeah, who knows
It's not
what's
picking up
going
your
on.
phone now, right?
correct. But again, this is all just
Just-
happening.
Yeah, this is between Monday and today that this
You
is.
gotta get confirmation.
Yeah,
He's
'cause
gonna pick it up.
we don't wanna keep
But we can't
taking
just
these
keep
in.
having people have pink bags on the side of the road.
No,
No.
but there's other ways to get rid of this, right? Like putting them just in those things on the side of the road. Is that what's in there?
Those bins are banned in Dayton.
Yeah, we don't allow them.
But isn't there one Under the Sun, or the old Under the Sun?
Oh, there's still one under the sun.
Yeah, you have to have special permission
Okay.
for them, but they're banned, they're not allowed in town without special permission from the selectmen. so.
Is it because people dump stuff that they're not
Mm-hmm.
supposed to?
Everything, and just made it a mess, and then they wouldn't get picked up, so then it was
But
kind
they
of
are
a,
in other towns that we can tell people.
Yes,
Yeah.
but the thing, when we say the industry's changing, as of
Yeah.
November 1st, textiles can't go in the trash. So that's why we were ahead of the curve with pink bags.
Yeah.
So this company closing is at the worst possible time, they're about to make millions, and they closed, so, we don't get it. So I'm assuming somebody will fill that void, or we're gonna have to entertain people wanting to put bins in town.
Now, do we still have pink bags available that we are still giving out?
we do still have a few pink bags, but the way they changed the program, when you call and schedule a pickup, you did not need to use a pink bag. You could use a regular, black garbage bag, you could put your items in a box, whatever you wanted, and that was part of when you filled out the, form online to schedule the pickup. So they didn't, technically you don't need a pink bag anymore, but they were perfect for us.
Because you could tell them apart.
Yes, exactly. And if we are gonna be able to keep the program, and once this gentleman gets back to us and we know exactly what's going on, the pink bags make it easier. We did ask them for all of the pink bags they had left. We actually have pink bags with other towns' names on them right now to use if we decide to keep with the program.
I would say, the first is the horse before the cart. You need to line up a provider. Because we're gonna end up taking a lot of product. And we're gonna get stuck with it.
It's about 3,000 pounds a month is what we generate in
Yeah,
town,
so
so.
you just say, I'm sorry, we're waiting to hear from our provider. You know, and hopefully people watch this now, say, we've been trying our best. Because you have to admit, these folks have been going back and forth with us for a while. And now they're not even picking up the phone. So we can't say, I think it'll work. It doesn't sound like it's
No.
going that way. It sounds like they're
Do they
breaking
have,
ties with us.
do they have a building, a physical building there?
Supposedly in Woburn, yes.
It sounds like they're cutting ties with us soon. So to us to say, we still wanna do this, I know it's noble to say, we still wanna do this.
Or maybe we can
We don't have
contact,
the funds to do
Well,
this.
we have a contract with them, so if they choose to opt out of that contract,
Yeah,
but
we'll seek that in court. What are you gonna get that? There was no money exchanged, what, pennies?
2 cents a pound.
very little. I'm wondering if we didn't contact Woburn Town or City Department. maybe they would know about what's going on with them.
So again, this is all happening this week.
I know it was
It was
this
only,
week,
it's been
I
like less
know.
than 24 hours that they have.
If I could though, I thought at our last meeting, we were gonna ask them, the bag situation, we were gonna ask them if they pick up at the,
We did.
We did.
We did.
but we never reached them.
Yeah, we
no,
did.
No, we
And
did.
they said yes?
Yeah.
That's when they were
They
scheduling
said they
to
would pick
come.
up at the transfer station.
So that's what was lined up. It was only in the last 2 days.
We started the portal, people filled it up, and now
Canceling all the,
As of Monday,
they canceled.
as of Monday.
Because they came last Tuesday and picked up all the pink bags we have at transfer station.
and they were actually here
Like,
Thursday, they
Again,
brought
this
us
has
the
only
pink
been happening
bags.
the last like 2 days when they've been unresponsive. It hasn't been, they, since the last meeting they agreed to everything we wanted, like as far as, let us still come to town, still do everything.
You know, I would say if the board's willing, to ask the town administrator to draft a letter to them stating that they had a contract with us, and ask them what their intentions are, if they're gonna fulfill this or not. So we have something back in writing, if they say we decided not to, what are we gonna do?
That's true.
Then we can say, even our selecting meeting, any meeting, we say, this is what happened. We reached out to this company, and in the end, either they said yes or no.
Is that a motion?
I was just going to say
Yes.
that. You wanna make a motion on that?
Yes. Do I get a second?
Yes.
So there are a few people that we said you can go to the transfer station. For now,
Yep.
we will,
The motion is to have the town administrator notify them.
but what are we gonna do if people show up at the transfer station with them?
Is there a place to put it?
Yes. Under the,
Awning
yeah, under the building.
for a couple.
I would
for-
caution that if you mentioned to a few people, I guess, but
Well, when people
You
called
can't take
complaining, we
something
told
you
them.
have nowhere to
Yeah.
put it, because unless you're gonna put it in the bulky waste. Now what you've done is, you've added to the bulky waste.
This can't go in bulky.
No, I'm just saying, without even a fee, where are you gonna put this?
It has to go in the
Now you're
regular,
taking
it
something
has to go in the regular trash, yeah.
that's in the waste stream, so now the taxpayers pay for a few people that we promised that we would do it. I asked you today before the meeting, I have pink bags in my basement, where do I put them?
Bring them to the
Now,
transfer station.
No, I'm not gonna add to it, I'm going to,
We'll just ask
Go to
people
these
to
little
hold them
bins in other
until we get it
cities and-
figured out.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid we're gonna get ourselves in a situation that,
Well, people are continuing to reach out to us, so they wanna have bins in town. And we've been saying, no, we have a pink bag program, we don't need your bins. We can very easily get somebody to throw a bin in town, and we can shove it all in that,
it
and
doesn't work, the bins.
No.
Those are,
if it was at the transfer
we
station,
have
it
too
would.
much in town.
Oh, that was,
If you get somebody if you get one of those bins, those Planet things and stuff, Planet Earth bins or whatever, and the company comes in, I'm all for that.
Well,
Because somebody can watch them put it, but I hate driving by that, and somebody actually got out of their vehicle where it says clothes only, and they put a toy.
yeah.
The person is so lazy to bring it somewhere else that they put it in front of a bin. It's just,
But this
Pretty
is,
sad.
if it was, we talked about this for like a book ban or whatever else, that at the transfer station, it was behind the gate and the attendant was there and it was only open in certain times, there would be less possibility of that happening.
yeah.
And that's what we did for the book bin, but, no, you're right, this is an immediate problem that we have to deal with immediately, and it's just,
But having the bin at the transfer station is a good idea.
Yeah, I like that.
Can we
And
look
there's-
into-
there's
can
a
we
lot
look
of
into that
companies-
as well?
yeah, there's a lot of companies out there, they've reached out to us that they wanna have them, but with the pink bag program, we don't wanna take away from it, so.
There's not much to take away from now.
Well, right now, it's not a problem, but
I know. Well, okay, do I have a vote on the motion?
Aye.
Aye.
I vote aye. Motion passes.
can you read that? Motion KB, second, Nicole Mello.
But Michael is coming in Monday. Do you know that? It's a fact.
hopefully.
Well, we'll try them again, and as I said, maybe call the city of Woburn and find out if they know of these guys, and if anything they know has been going on with them. You never know. I mean, I don't feel like driving all up there. I don't think anybody else does either. You're not going up by Woburn, are you? Well, I know you're always up north there, so. All right, next item F, review, discuss, act, designation of a board member to the Solid Waste Committee. We have to appoint a member of the board to sit on the Solid Waste Committee.
The selectmen voted to form a solid waste committee that is made up of a Board of Health member, the health agent, a Board of Selectmen member, town administrator, transfer station attendant, highway superintendent, building commissioner, and 2 residents at large. So the theory is once this board appoints a member and the selectmen appoint a member, they can be a meeting, and they'll post the resident at large positions, and then the committee will decide who they want to take on the committee as the 2 residents at large. Tom Pyers did suggest that he wanted to be part of that. But at this point in time, yeah, once the board appoints a member, then we can have our first meeting and we can work on agendas and what we need to talk about and everything. And even if the other 2 members and expired members, any input is going to be helpful that we can get, because this is a big task.
It's a lot to it. A really long time coming. It'll be a big help to the board. Help.
It's the only one I have.
I would like to sit on this. I don't know how you feel, Nicole,
I would like to not sit on it.
and you won't be here.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll make a motion to nominate Barbara Catavia as the,
did you forget my name?
no, I said it. As a, what is it?
You just took the paper.
Board member.
Board
Board member to
Solid
the
Waste.
Solid Waste Committee, sorry.
Yep, it's all right.
I'll second that.
Wholeheartedly.
I'll step,
So much.
do I step down on this? I guess I do.
You don't
Do I
have to
step?
vote.
No, because I've got 2. Okay, could I have a vote on it?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes for Barbara Catavia to sit on the newly formed Solid Waste Committee as member.
Well, I can like rip up my list of excuses why I can't sit on it.
That's all right, I don't want to sit in on any of the nurses' ones either. That's why we're so different, but yet we're all together. Okay, G, review, discuss, act, food permit fee waiver requested by Parent Teacher Organization, PTO, for the 4th grade step-up day.
Okay.
Wait, I'm sorry, Madam Chair, I have to recuse myself from this item.
Okay, I agree.
So every year, there's a step-up day where the 4th graders go from the elementary school to the middle school.
Oh, okay.
I've never been there for it, so I'm speaking from what I've heard. And they go spend the day at the middle school, but they end up eating like out in the field between the schools, and I guess they have grills and cook burgers and hot dogs, etc. Well, the PTO does it because the cafeteria personnel are in the cafeterias cooking lunch, so they can't be out there doing it. So the PTO is doing it, which is the parent-teacher organization. And the event is, I think, like next Wednesday at 11 noon. Yeah, no, that's next Wednesday at noon. So they've asked to waive the permit fee. The good news is this is happening during the regular business hours, not on a Saturday. or something
Great,
like that, so that
great
makes it
for
a little bit
change.
easier. So
You've got a couple Saturdays coming up, don't
I got a lot of Saturdays.
you? I know you do.
That would be you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I forgot.
I was going to say, I'm slow behind the 8 ball here
Okay,
too.
so I motion that we waive the food permit fee requested by the Parent Teacher Association for the 4th grade step-up day. Kevin, not gonna do anything.
Oh, that's right. I will step down and second that. Thank you, Nicole, for reminding me. I'm new at this, you know? Okay, can I have a vote?
Aye.
And stepping down, I say aye, and the motion does pass. Letter H, review, discuss, act, assistant health agent backup, job description.
So as you know, last year we got it in the budget, $525 for me, for a backup for me. So when I'm on vacation, that kind of thing, that somebody can fill in to do inspections and such. We didn't fill that position, and it generally isn't a problem. But like this past weekend, last weekend, the weekend before, it was Memorial Day weekend, and I was on my way to Maine, and we got the call from dispatch that I needed to go somewhere. Well, I couldn't go there, and so Nicole was the only one available, so she went down there with video phone, and I was there with her when we did what we had to do, and followed up on Tuesday and went back. So it's not all that often that these kind of things happen, but when they do happen, you need to have somebody who knows what they're doing. So what you're seeing in front of you right now is my job description. I crossed out the things I don't think we need of the backup agent. For example, I don't think they need to be able to do perk tests because I would just schedule those around my vacations. But housing for sure, septic inspections for sure. And so do we need to write a job description? Can the board just appoint somebody? This is where you get a little bit out of my waters for how to deal with the municipal end of things, but I know there's also a possibility some towns have, like, and Kevin, you can probably speak on this, like an IMA, an intermunicipal agreement with another town where the agents will cover for each other or something like that. But like I said, we need a backup for me because there are times, and I guess it was even a few weeks before that I wasn't around and baseball was trying to open their snack shack, and so we needed somebody to do a food inspection, and of course Kevin can't do it, and I forget. Well, you don't have Serve Safe either, so there's a few times, and I get it. So
Yeah.
so I don't know what the board would like to do, but personally, I think we should write up some kind of description for what we want the person to be doing, and post it and see what we can get. And then there's other issues like, do they use their own vehicle, or are we using the town vehicle? And some of that is the HR end of things that, like
Yeah,
you say, I'm
does the
assuming
town
they
pay
use their own and
mileage?
they get paid by mile, yeah, so.
Does the town pay mileage?
Supposedly, from what I understand, they pay mileage if you drive out of town, but if you stay in town, they don't. But that's for employees, this would be something different, so they might, I don't know, see, we can look into this stuff. But again, like I said, what you got is kind of a thing, and we have.
Something to go by.
And I mean, we can put this on to meet with town administrator to go over how he wants to deal with it. Cause I mean, the building inspector has a backup, he's not here right now, but he has a backup person, and I'm sure they posted that and all that.
Who's this backup person?
Does it say housing anywhere?
Glenn somebody, no, cause housing's not in my job description.
It's gotta be in your job description.
I didn't say it shouldn't be, I said it's not, and that's my current job description.
But does it,
We're working on his job description.
And I'm
person.
assuming it's going to go into my new job description.
it has to be.
I'm not disagreeing.
Because,
I didn't write this job description. I've been here, be 5 years in August, so.
I don't know how we didn't make it in your job description. It's part of all the regulations that you enforce.
And I do it.
I know, I'm just saying. So it should be in this one.
I know. And obviously we can add that in, so.
So are you thinking we should finalize yours first?
No, because I think
We
what
can
this
always
person's
add
gonna
to
do
this
is.
one?
Well, with this person, you can see there's a lot crossed out of it. So do they need to have a minimum bachelor's degree in public health? Probably
No,
not.
yeah, well, but then it says 5 years' experience too. I was thinking of that too.
Or minimum 5 years experience.
Yeah,
Yeah, so,
So you have to have either or. You can't just roll into,
right. It's not an easy job to do.
this is
there are a
preferred.
couple people
This is,
that-
the surf say preferred.
and it
Yeah,
should say
of
required.
course.
I'm not arguing.
The town administrator did that
The
basically.
former town administrator.
Yes, by herself, without input.
But this is something we can go by.
Yeah, this is why we're getting it, right,
Upgrade.
to improve.
Yeah.
We're gonna make notes on this then?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's yours to mark up. I will say that there are 2 people who are residents of the town, who have told me that being the backup would be something they'd be willing to do, and they are both health agents, so I think one's retired, but they are both health agents, so they have all the experience we need. Which,
yeah,
again, if that
that's
happens and they
fantastic.
apply, that's great, but if you don't have a job description, is it just be the backup for the health agent and leave it at that? That seems too vague to me, so.
Right, right.
But no, I think we can fill the position very quickly once we post it,
Okay.
but we gotta get it posted.
So this is something that we'll table till we look over and, is that what we're deciding on, or?
Is that a motion?
It can be.
I second that. Yeah, I think we should just review it.
Yeah.
Yeah, review
And
it.
then add little
um,
notes, everybody add notes and then
And
compare.
we'll talk to town administrator to find out, because I think it might be in a contract where you put in the mileage and that kind of stuff. It's not in the job description, and that person would then have a contract.
Okay, maybe we can review it when we have that next special meeting, just review it, go over it, see
And-
how we're
and
doing on
We'll
it.
check with the building inspector for
Right.
his assistant for how that works, and he may have a sample contract or whatever, so.
The idea of a backup person is to cover you when you're out. So
Exactly.
they should be able to do a variety of different things. If they had to, witnesses perk, go do a septic inspection,
Well, if
do
you,
emergency housing.
No, that would be great if they could do it.
They could, yeah, if they could, so it should be
They
on there.
could.
And almost like those disclaimer thing that just says, and all duties related to public health, where it covers everything.
That's really broad.
Yeah.
but you can say, but you
That's
could,
what a lot of job descriptions do, because related to public health.
but you could
Obviously-
say preferred or something like that too, so it means you can hire,
No, we're talking about in the duties,
oh, in the duties, okay.
where it says, we'll be doing this, working in different environments, and work will be related to all public health, matters.
Yep.
Read somewhere where they could also, like, take some tests and take some courses to upgrade it.
Well, yeah, sometimes you post a job that within a year you have to get this or that or whatever.
So this is your
Right.
same exact one?
This is my current
Yeah.
job
So
description.
ready on your duties, investigates complaints of nuisances, unsanitary conditions affecting public health, and take appropriate actions to ensure their abatement, take enforcement action, or participate in legal actions as required. Sounds like housing to me.
Yeah, it didn't use the word housing, but.
No, that sounds like housing to me,
Well, it
right?
does, it,
Well,
it
I thought
does-
nuisances,
It's all the same thing.
I thought it was rats.
When they put that in there, they put that
Squirrels.
whole blanket statement that I said. They cover all the bases.
Well, it says here, this is not intended to be an exhaustive list, and other duties may be assigned. So, I mean, that's et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
It's all,
You
it
know?
covers all public health.
It does, yeah. So everybody,
Whoever
anybody
wrote
who
this
wants
knew
to apply,
exactly
you
what they were
better be
doing.
real good at it, like Todd.
Yeah.
It says the emission.
Conducts plan reviews for environmental and sanitary code. Reviews, inspection, including but not limited to housing, food establishments, public, semi-public, swimming pools, summer camps, Title V inspections. It says housing right there.
Oh, okay, maybe I didn't see it then. Say, I didn't write this, somebody else wrote it and said, and 3 years later, it was like, oh, here's your job description, so. Cause you notice what looks like highlights that's been photocopied? I don't think they ever finalized it and they voted it, so, like, nobody can find the official one.
So it's right there. I would just copy and paste for the next person, if they can meet the requirements.
Okay.
There's some extra training. They can do the local public health stuff. And,
Right. Get up to speed.
yeah.
So if the board is, I don't know if you made the motion yet or not, but to have us put together something, so it's more formal when you see it, cause you can see what I've crossed out of this, and, we'll work with the town administrator, things like whether or not they can use the town vehicle or whatever, and we can, maybe thin it down to something that is more reasonable, but yet broad enough to cover it.
They just tabled it.
Oh, you already tabled it, okay. never
Did
mind.
we vote though?
I can't remember.
I don't think
I
so.
don't think we voted.
Let's have a vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
But we'll work on putting something together.
On putting it together and meeting again, probably in the next special meeting. We'll go over it again.
Okay.
Why are you smiling, Roz? A list of things to do.
Our short meeting is getting
I
longer
know.
and longer.
Just put it off.
Okay, let's go quick. Are we all set? Okay, any, HI? Other items not reasonably anticipated by the chair 48 hours in advance. Anybody's gonna have anything to speak? Oh,
We've already pretty much talked about everything that happened.
wait a minute,
last week.
Diana, anything else? You've been quiet for a long time here.
Just taking it all in.
I bet you are.
I actually have something that, real quick,
Oh,
if it's not
jeez.
that. I was just reading the minutes. And it said that we had requested to give you a letter of recognition. Did we ever do that for her?
Oops.
Yeah,
No.
we'd like to offer you a letter of recognition.
Okay.
Yeah, and you brought it up
Would you
too.
please come back, Diana?
And even then, you can always use it for any
No, it's, no,
Folio,
she loves
resume.
this.
Okay.
something that you could
Perfect.
say.
She's learning everything, right, Diana?
We're looking to do that for you at least as a sign of a gesture saying
Thank you, I appreciate that.
We may even have pizza and water. I'd say pizza and beer, but no.
Somebody went and took a 2-week vacation in between the last meeting and now, so it kind of threw me off a little bit.
Just to say thank you and then acknowledge.
Okay.
Because we do appreciate you greatly.
Thank you.
Okay. Number 4A, animal inspector reports. Oh, no, inspector reports. So we have the animal inspector. She isn't here, so I guess everything's doing great. Although I did see on the news there's a case of monkey virus.
Fox,
Yeah, in Boston.
but it's not,
She can probably cover that under the nurse's report.
yeah.
Yeah, 'cause that's not really animals.
Well, it can be, but what it is right now, it's not.
Okay, so since the animal inspector, how about the town nurse?
Okay, so I'm stepping down as a Board of Health member. I have to get out of this gate now.
I feel like
Where are you going?
You told me that I
Yeah.
had to go.
she
Yeah,
has
you
to
have
step
to.
down.
I'm literally stepping down.
Okay.
You are, yeah. And
Yes,
stepping
you're
across.
so good, Mrs.
I'm a
Mello.
whole new person now.
Yeah.
So just quickly on COVID, numbers continue to go down. The COVID report, the last 2 weeks, I don't know why, page 1 and page 2, they have just some discrepancies, they don't match up. But I've been going with page 2 because that's been more accurate with what I've been seeing in Maven. So last week, we had about 11 cases, that were reported in Maven. Like I keep saying, this is just what goes into Maven. A lot of people are home testing. We're not gonna have accurate case numbers anymore. I had my last call Tuesday with the school. We've decided to, obviously for the year because the school year is ending, but also there's not really any reason at this point to continue. Just, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, they had announced that kids that have exposure no longer have to even quarantine. So I mean,
Really?
yeah, so if they have somebody at home that is isolating and is positive, they can still just go right back to school. They don't have to test. I mean, they can, it would be nice, but they don't have to. So, I mean, they're going in the direction that they're a lot more lenient and whatnot. And I just said to the school, I don't know if this, at this point, if we need any more meetings. Of course, we'll touch more base in the fall if needed, but we'll see where it goes.
Do you think it's because the type of virus that's going around now is not as lethal?
Yeah.
As the one before?
Yeah, it's just, I don't wanna, downplay it.
Right.
It sound like that there isn't severity there, but it is for a lot of folks starting to become more like a cold. And at this point, I mean, the kids haven't really ever been that sick, so they're just trying to, we can see this isn't going anywhere. I actually had someone say the other day, well, you gotta wait till COVID goes away, and I'm like never, like, I can't do
It's
this
going,
until
it's here to
never.
stay. It's here to
So
stay.
it's not going away, and then the States just hasn't, or the United States hasn't said it's an endemic yet, but other countries aren't doing anything anymore. Like, if you're not sick, just do whatever you're gonna do. If you're gonna isolate, you're gonna isolate. And eventually, I think we'll go into that. If someone's asymptomatic and they're positive, they're gonna just go around about their business. Eventually, we'll get to that point. But that was all with COVID. I met back up with the gentleman from the healing study. This is that opioid study that is encompassing Dayton, Freetown. I'm drawing a blank on what the third one is.
Is Lakewood in that still?
No, maybe Berkeley.
Wareham?
No, it's only 3.
Oh,
So it might be Berkeley. It officially starts up in July. So we were just kind of meeting, going over it. They wanted to know how much involvement I wanted to have. So we just kind of went over things like that. I'll get more information.
Now,
with
what
that.
is their purpose? Do they contact anybody that's affected by opioid, or do they have programs for people that have that
This
problem?
is a study through Boston Medical Center, and it pretty much comes into towns, and we think of initiatives to do. And the police department would be involved, and it's more like, it's not preventative, it's more like people that are actually having issues.
Follow-up?
some counseling.
Is there a
maybe?
follow-up counseling?
Yeah, following up counseling, Narcan training, maybe, like things like that, going into what medications you would give somebody that, has opioid issues, that, stuff like
Providing
that.
resources maybe?
Yeah,
So would the fire department also be included?
they're not.
They're the
as of-
responsible?
They're not as of yet with the first meeting we had, but yes, they're on my list of people to, reach out to, as well as they had mentioned that one town had a really great with, like some of the selectmen were involved. So, just.
What do you mean?
To come in with the study. Because if we're all on the same page of what we're doing in town, if we decide to pick an intervention to do and we're gonna, go forward with it, if we have all the different disciplines involved, then they said from other towns, because we're the second group that they've done, so they're using what they've seen in the first ones,
Oh, good,
and
good.
letting us know what worked there, so we'll have to see. I've never been involved in a study, I have no idea what I've signed up for,
That's what you said when you joined the Board of Health.
yeah, so I'm kind of excited because I think that it could be good. It could bring light to the fact that I know that we like to pretend that we don't have these problems
Yeah.
because they have a stigma.
It's
but we-
everywhere.
We
It's-
do have
it
these
is
problems,
everywhere.
and I think it would be nice for residents to know that we know that this is here and we want to help them. So,
Exactly.
um,
That they have something to fall back on. We really need that in this town.
most definitely.
You know, when people have problems, I'd like them to have one place where they can come and say, listen, I have a problem here, where do I go? Who do I go for help? And I think we will be getting those answers in the next month or so.
Well, that's right. It's always been on the Board of Health to do it, just none of us had the bandwidth to deal with it, so I'm glad we have a nurse that is able to
Right.
move this forward.
And we have
today.
Diana as backup. Right, Di?
Right.
She's right, yeah.
So then, next week, I'm gonna be going to Lincoln Village to doing a sun safety educational. I don't really know yet what I'm gonna do. We'll find out this weekend when I put it together. But something for the folks, can't remember her name, I think her name's Ann, who's reached out to me from there. So I'm excited about that.
How about prime time? Excuse me, honey. How about prime time? Do you have anything to do with them when they get going? No?
She hasn't reached out to me yet, but.
I
if
think
they-
she's still rolling.
Yeah, I did see that they had reached out to some kind of medical services. It was on something, I read recently. So I don't know if they'll go a different route than utilizing me, but
Okay.
I'll always, if they reach out to me, and once they get going, I'll reach out to them myself, but I know they have a lot on their plates right now.
Yes, they do.
So I've been just leaning back until I feel like they can take on anything.
Okay.
Well, we understood they're posting the jobs now for some of the positions, and they're
Yes.
hoping to be opening in the end of July or something like that, so.
Oh, good.
But, yeah, there normally wasn't a nurse component of what they did
No.
because they have a doctor on their board of directors, so.
But there are some things, and like recently I had gotten something for, this really great program for helping people that are afraid of falling. Either they have fallen or they haven't fallen and they're afraid of it. It's actually was done in Zoom, and there was some openings. Another town nurse had sent it to me. I sent it to her. She put it out to the community to see if any of the folks were interested. It was free, so I don't know if anyone's going to utilize it, but I heard really great things.
That's
from
good.
it.
I like to have cross-referencing here. I think a lot of more, if we can get out there and spread it, we can get a lot more people helped in town.
Most definitely. So the last thing was the Excellent Grant. I've been going to Tuesday meetings about that. Nothing's really been happening because we were
Really?
waiting for the money.
Okay,
and the money was supposed to be dispersed at the beginning of last month, but North Attleboro couldn't find the money. They just found the money last week, so now we have the money.
Is that state, what is that, state, county, fed? What kind of money is that coming
Couldn't
from?
find the money?
I think it's
Yeah, it went into some account and somebody didn't know it was there. I'm not sure.
I think it's state.
I wanna say it's state, but don't quote me on that.
Okay.
This is another thing I've never been involved in that I'm just learning. But now that we have the money, when things start to pick up, I was wondering if you would like to be involved in some of the meetings, cause some of this stuff is gonna affect you guys, whatever services we can get, and I wanna make sure that you guys get the services that you want.
Great.
And have some kind of voice in that. As of right now, I don't really want to get you involved just because I don't wanna waste your time sitting in these meetings that right now we just aren't doing a whole lot. And it's just literally me and the nurse from North Attleboro every meeting. Nobody's been showing up because there's nothing really to do. So it's completely up to you, but I didn't want you to be outside of that loop because it does have a lot to do.
Yeah, no, bring me in when it's necessary.
Okay.
But right, if you're talking about nursing services, I don't need to be involved.
Yeah,
But if you
no.
want to talk about help for housing or something, then
Yeah,
absolutely.
it's gonna be a lot
So
of, it's not gonna just be nursing because Dayton, doesn't need a whole lot of that, but we do need a lot of, like what we were talking about with the other agent would do and stuff like that, and housing, and whatnot. All right, that's all I have.
That was very good.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, thank
Can I
you.
get that ready? All right, I'm gonna step back up.
And the building commissioner, I guess he didn't make it back, he had to
No, he said that
leave.
he had nothing to report this evening.
Okay. Public input?
What about the health agent?
Oh, I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I am
Tried to
gonna
get
pay
around
for
that.
this all next week now.
wow.
Could I have an inspector's report from the health agent, please?
So you've already heard most of it. Like I said, the last couple of weeks has been bulky item. This year we sold about 90% of what we sold last year, and last year was a record year because of COVID. But I'm glad it's over. Tomorrow's the last day. We'll probably still have some stragglers that'll call us tomorrow, but that's behind us now. The only other thing I have to report is somebody reached out to us from the state, wanted to know if Dayton wanted any COVID tests, PPE, like masks, or yeah, I think it was masks. Reached out to the fire department. They have more than they're gonna expire before they can use them. They got a full stockpile, so they didn't need that. So I told her we would take some free tests. She said the minimum dispersal is 180. So I said yes. So at some point we're gonna get 180 free COVID tests.
We're gonna get some from the excellent grant as well.
So-
I don't know how many.
And then once we get them, we're gonna have to figure out how do we get them. Because right now it's been a need basis. If somebody calls us, we say yes. We don't post that we have them. So we have
Right.
like 5. You know? So.
Right.
And we'll have to figure it out how we're gonna make it available. Either through Prime Time or Council on Aging or through the Board of Health, however we do it, but 180 may go very quickly.
They may, because it seems a lot of people are testing at home right now, not feeling well and testing, so instead of buying them, and we have them available, when we have them right
So I mean,
now.
I could get more, but I didn't see the need to get 1,800. You know, that sounds to me
No.
like far too many. So 180 was the minimum disbursement. We can get more if we need.
Do they have an expiration date?
They always do, yeah. It's like
I don't
6
know
months.
how long it is, and it's
Used
not
to be
accurate on the
3,
box
and
either.
yeah,
You now
now
have to
it's
go to the
6.
manufacturer, and it's longer than what it says on the box. I don't know.
What is it? Do you know what approximately they are? Approximate?
I can't.
Well, there's
know.
different brands with different dates on them too. It's somewhere between 3 and 6 months.
Oh, yeah, we wouldn't want to get overloaded. That'd be a waste if someone else could use them.
Exactly, and I don't want to take something we don't need, so. Other than that,
Definitely.
got a lot of vacation time coming up, between June and July. Obviously, budget stuff is difficult, but, I don't know, I think that's about it.
Are you sure?
I mean, do you want me to tell you, I think we're drowning and we're going underwater and falling further. I'm scheduling perks into August right now. That's how far behind we are.
Really? You're all set for July? And
So-
I know the filing. There's a lot of filing there.
But, you know, I don't wanna
I know.
be a broken record over here, but
Okay, Eeyore.
Well,
it's.
there's a lot of work and,
You see this agenda, and
two
you look
people.
at the items on the agenda, the work I was supposed to have done in the last month, but didn't have any time to do it.
Well, we're
And
gonna
so
get
now we
through
have to
it.
continue to the next meeting. And it's just,
Yeah.
it bothers me to keep having things on agendas that should have been dealt with, but I just don't have the time. And then you throw in things like trash prices, and it's just like, I don't have time for this. And it's brutal,
I know,
so,
we're trying,
but otherwise, that's our story, so.
day at a time, foot is step. Okay, public input? I think we've had it all. Okay, approval of minutes. I have, let me see,
Yeah, no, Ross sent all these out to everybody in advance, so.
Yep.
And I apologize, I did some reading today, and I only had one, if I could take it out of order.
okay. Which one would you like to?
I apologize, it's just one little edit, and then we can always approve it with the condition.
Yeah.
April 14th meeting, second page,
That would be item C.
yeah,
6C.
Papa Squash Craft Fair temporary food permit, roll call, three
Okay,
ayes.
wait
It
a
should
minute,
be
should I make a,
No, I'll just
make a
mention it.
motion? Okay, honey,
No, so in his motion, he'll make to be accepted with the edits.
With the, yeah, so,
okay.
Oh, it said 3 ayes and not 2?
three ayes, roll call, Kevin Bernardo, Barbara Catavia, Thomas Pires. It should read, Kevin Bernardo recused himself or abstained,
Okay.
or not even recused.
I think I did that part.
No
so.
problem. So I make a motion, we accept that, the April 14th, 2022 regular meeting minutes with that change.
Yeah, because you weren't even at that meeting, right?
I believe I was.
Yeah, if you abstain, you said abstain,
Yeah, I was,
right?
Oh,
I
you were,
recused
okay.
myself,
Recuse.
Okay. No, I just,
so I didn't vote.
What's abstaining, court? We
Not-
court
not-
now?
Not,
it just means
Not
you don't
voting?
vote.
yeah,
Recuse means you're not involved in the discussion.
Okay.
so I'm just waiting for a second on that.
Oh, I second that.
I'll take a vote on that.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
And I'll make a motion that we accept the meeting minutes for March 10th, April 6th, April 25th, special meeting May 4th, May 12th, special meeting May 26th, and special meeting May 31st, all 2022.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Can I have a vote on that?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes as stated. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
I second that.
Can I have a vote?
Aye.
Aye.
This meeting is adjourned at 7:22.
Thank you, Cable.
Thank you, everyone.